All right, well, here goes. Third time's a charm, I guess. Hey, everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my third attempt to make a showcase for my new Panzer 38T model. As people probably already know, this is my Panzer 38T model. That's a German Czech Panzer from the early stage of World War II that I've designed out of Lego. The last two times I tried to show this vehicle off, I was flagged for violation of YouTube's hate speech policy, which I won't go into here because it's a long, boring story, but I've kind of cataloged it a little bit on my channel. I think overall that process, though, through a really brutal learning curve, I figured out sort of what YouTube's automated system does or doesn't flag, and as a result of that, I think I can make this presentation now without it tripping any of those warnings. But yeah. Getting on past that, this is my new 2025 Panzer 38T model. Panzer 38T, I'm not going into the history too much, but for me personally is one of my favorite tanks. I really enjoyed building this, and it's one of my favorite models I have designed for my channel. I think it's one that I've probably perfected the best. And I wanted to kind of perfect that even more and make some changes to it. So the changes are small. I make changes as I rebuild these models anyway, because the point of the instructions, as I mentioned before on my channel, is to be able myself to go back and watch my own YouTube videos, recreate the things that I've made before, and then to be able to improve on them and not have to worry about forgetting how I built them before. But my 2025 model includes a new antenna, which I haven't changed the antenna lots of times, so it's not really much of a change. And then aside from color change, I made a few small changes to the tow hitches in the front here that I'm still testing out. I don't know if I like that all the way. The main change, though, here is on the back, which I'm very proud of. It's got sort of this iconic, like, half-block engine deck piece that I really wanted to try to capture this time. I know these specific slopes in this area is people in this community use that shape on this vehicle a lot. But I think it looks really nice. I try very specifically not to copy the work that other people do, so I know that this probably looks more like other people's work instead of mine, but I was really happy with the shape and how that turned out. I just had to do it. I think it adds a lot of new life to this. These mudguards are new. As people can tell, I doubled up on my upside down mudguard technique going for the back, because this used to be a flat piece coming off of here, but now it's got the perfect, just the wonderful slant from top to bottom that's really nice and mellow, and I really like that. I also actually kind of like how flimsy these are, so that you could change the size of them or the shape or make them like on a blown off tank. I think that's a really cool kind of detail to be able to make it look as flimsy as maybe that sheet metal on that area might have been. Here's a closer look at the back here and the new engine decking. It doesn't open. The original one, as people may remember, didn't open in a way that was historical, but opened in a way that was just for fun, where the lifting of this exhaust would then open up a whole hatch in the back I had just to store extra pieces, because this tank doesn't have an interior, and I was trying to make the most of that in the design. But now the design is solid. I'm not sure if this is exactly how I'll do the interior for it completely, but you obviously can't tell. It won't look any different on the outside, but I'd like to build tutorials, obviously eventually make an updated version of this tutorial and get a chance to show that off. Here's the engine deck on the top. It's kind of fun. I used sort of an offset technique to get this perfect half block dimension on the outside, which was very enjoyable. And then, yeah, I tried originally to make this open historically, how it would with the engine deck, but because of how the turret overhangs a little bit, it was incredibly tricky, and I tried that for a really long time, and then eventually decided that for right now, I'm just going to leave the decking like this. It's all just solid. There's no inside, and nothing moves and is supposed to come off. It just is the way that it is, and it's more going for detail than anything else. Obviously, I've just got some cheese wedges on the back here to make it look a little bit more detailed, but that's a tricky thing to create. And other than that, that's it. So that was kind of a drastic update for this model, because the original one I had was pretty straightforward, and I'm still obviously going to leave the classic one up on my channel because it's pretty easy to build, and if people want to build it, I want to be able to do that. But the same with my Sherman turret and other things that I've featured. I want to be able to catalog some different changes for these models in case people either want to build the advanced ones or they want to build the retro ones or any of the ones that I design, and make as many tutorials and opportunities available for people who want to build these historical models. So like I said, other than color changes, this is kind of it. I did a little bit of a stowage rack on the back here and some, like I said, color changes and some different selective pieces for the decoration in the back, but this is still it. Obviously, I will not be featuring my Balkenkreuz tiles on the side here, though I actually don't think that this video would be flagged for that, but I'm still figuring that out, and I decided to take them out just to be safe. And I've obviously got the hatchet here I featured before in the jack block. but that's it. Aside from this, I also did end up building my custom crew for this this tank as well, which the crew for this tank is 4, which is more than it saw in Czech service, but still not as many as sort of the late war German tanks. So I'll get a chance and show those guys off a little bit too, but for the most part, I wanted to do a minifigure showcase with this with just some music and showing off the vehicle and doing unique things like that. But the problem was originally is that video for the tank that didn't have any words in it did get flagged and removed twice actually. Which was really frustrating, but I'm moving past that and I'm trying to find different ways to show off the same thing in a way that's obviously safe for other people. So this is my crew. Here's my commander. I used a little bit of thread to tie some headphones around his neck. Thought that was kind of a fun detail. He's got the classic German scar on his face. I want to get some different hats for these guys. I have some different hats that I'd like to purchase, but for these right now, I just got the sort of the limousine driver cop hat, the old Lego ones, which I really like from the retro kind of Panzer guys there. These are all battle brick torsos from my battle brick commanders. These are my new citizen brick goggles on my driver with the battle brick commander torso, same hat and all that good stuff. This guy would be the bow gunner or the radio operator. He just got a little scarf and a handgun, which is kind of fun. It's a Luger pistol. Kind of fun. You can kind of make lots of different combinations with these guys, and they're kind of all the same, but you know, because they don't look very very different. But I thought it would be fun to feature a crew with this tank because this one's one of my favorites. And then this guy here would be the gunner slash loader, kind of, as far as I can tell. I think that the loader position was the one that was removed from this because the turret wasn't big enough, but they did end up adding one to make sure the commander wasn't overworked in this model. So he's got a different hat. I like the variety a little bit with an MP40, but I wanted to be able to feature that as well. And I've mentioned this before. I don't know what these different symbols on this body mean. I don't know if these awards given to this uniform all say that they're all commanders instead of just being crewmen, but I'm hoping that that's not the case because it's really hard to find just regular Panzer crewman bodies that aren't Panzer commanders. So that's it. This is my 2025 Czech Panzer 38T. That is the new model, the 2025 revised version. Like I said, I would like to do some tutorials on this and be able to show it off how to build it in case people want to build the revised model and not just the old one. I'm very, very proud of this model. It's one of my favorite tanks, and as far as scale and dimension goes, I think it's one of the better ones that I've seen, and that's not trying to toot my own horn too much, but I do think it's a very nice model, and I'm very proud of this. I'd like to do some more sort of Middle European tanks like this from the 1930s. That's kind of my favorite genre to build right now, and I'm really enjoying that. So thanks to everybody for watching. I appreciate your time today, just sort of to show this off, and hopefully tutorials for this one coming soon in case anyone has any interest in building the new version of my Panzer 38T model. Hope wherever you are, you're having a good day, and I'm out of here. Peace.